Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome to Turn 1. I'm Sean Fitz. Glad to have you. We're going short track racing, Richmond, Virginia here for Sunday Night Thunder Crew. Right here on Turn 1. It's going to be a really exciting race here. 120 laps around this short track under the lights. And I'll tell you what, we've got some storylines we're going to talk about as we go through the night here as they're getting grid up. And the first one to talk about there is Justin Fuller, that driver, the number 51, looking to continue with his relatively big hot streak here for the Sim 500 crew. Justin right now leading in the points. He's got 2 wins and 4 top 5s as he gets ready to take on this short track in the 51 car. The pace car should duck down pit road here in just a moment. And we're going to see all 38 drivers get up to speed. Actually going to go around one more time. That's all right. Again, the Sunday Night Thunder Series right here on Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Either be on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, wherever you consume content. We're glad to have you. And if you haven't already done so, do us a favor. Like the stream. Give it a thumbs up or a subscription over on YouTube. Whatever you need to do to get connected to be with us down the stretch next week. Just a quick programming note. We are headed to Talladega in the ARCA car. That's going to be a great race. We've seen that really put on. We've seen these cars really put on a great show across the network here the last couple weeks. And tell you what, this is going to be one to miss. They're not going to be one to miss. The pace car is going to duck down pit road. We got to finish this one first, though. Justin Fuller on the front row. Him and Mike Kelly get it rolling. Green flag out for the first time here tonight at Richmond. Fuller able to get out front free and clear by himself. Mike Kelly's going to tuck in behind him. First 3 now, single filed out as they roll through 4 for the first time. Here comes who is that? Is that Tommy Ryan? It is Ryan on the outside of Jason Karlovich. And he's going to be right there with him. Ryan won during this the Monday Night Cooks Landscape Group Cup Series here. Brought home the victory. Can he do it again here in the ARCA car? We're going to fly down. But Fuller right now out front, leading the fastest lap of the night so far. But this battle is going to be pretty big for E.J. O'Rourke. Karlovich side by side as they go off into 4. Fuller last time by put a 21.86 on the board, obviously fastest in the entire field. Now just backed it up with a 21.79, the 51 car. Moving forward quick here. Trying to command the lead here on lap number 4. A lot of different storylines to cover here tonight at Richmond. This track is it's a short track. It's about a mile or so long. Requires a lot of massaging of the car as E.J. O'Rourke now tops Justin Fuller's best at 21.75. He's currently sitting 4th right now. But ultimately, you've got to figure out what works for you, what works for the car, and how do you keep the tires underneath it. As E.J. O'Rourke is underneath Tommy Ryan. Ryan's actually going to check up pretty hard into 1 and 2. That is going to give that spot to O'Rourke. Your top 10 mostly single filed here. Fuller, Kelly right on his trail there. E.J. O'Rourke, Tommy Ryan, Byron Daly, your top 5. Karlovich, Woods, Calatoni, Rivera, and Hoyt, your top 10. And the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder Show right here on Turn 1. Fuller's going to come out at 4, rolling that outside line rolling up to the outside of the wall there. This makes a lot of sense with 2 tires in the pit, 2 sets of tires in the pits. You know you've got to get to about lap 50 or so to be able to keep you within the 2-stop window. And you want to be able to keep the tires underneath it. You want to keep a set in your pocket. You're only going to have 2 shots at it, and you do not want to get behind the tire curve here at a track like Richmond. We see EJ O'Rourke. It looked like that car got a little tight out all through the corner. The 6 of Ryan right there trying to capitalize on it. Not able to make anything happen. Ryan's going to settle into 4th. Back up front, Fuller was a little slower than Mike Kelly back behind him, about 5/100ths. And that's going to materialize into Mike Kelly now closing into the back of the 51 as they roll through 1 and 2 here to complete or to take on lap 11. Kelly not new to Winner's Circle, certainly had a great week last week, but Fuller looking to continue that top point domination right now. He has quietly just been a consistent force up front, 2 wins, and this is week 7 of this ARCA car, so he brings home the win here tonight. He's batting nearly a 40 win average. Fuller trying to dominate in the ARCA car. But it's very early here at Richmond as we see Tommy Ryan now back underneath of EJ O'Rourke there, side by side off the corner. Ryan is in a bad spot there. It's really hard to make that pass. You've got to have you're going to use a bit of tire up trying to pass somebody on the underneath. And that's where Ryan was off of 2. These top 2 are starting to spread out just a little bit, about 4 car lengths on them. Meanwhile, let's take a look back a little further back here. This is Anthony Calatoni. He is riding on the outside of Troy Hoyt there. Troy trying to make his way up front. He's actually down 3 spots on the night. And that's Nelson Rivera there. Well, bouncing between the 2 is the 84, Calatoni. He's trying to find his spot. He's also down 3 spots tonight, while Nelson Rivera is sitting 8th, up 4 so far this evening, and Nat Black, number 22. You're not missing anything up front. We're going to continue to look through the rest of the field here. Everybody mostly single filed out. Logan Koger, he started up around 14th, now followed back to 17th. We've seen flashes of speed out of the 80 car each and every week, but right now, Logan looks like he is continuing to have issues falling off as we're under caution here. Looking forward, it looks like it may be Ricky Barbary, Gary Wright involved. Looks like they were able to get it figured out. Let's see if we can figure out what exactly may have happened here with Gary Wright and Ricky Barbary to bring out the first caution of the night. Finish line, looks like everybody was just fighting for a little bit of space there. Barbary gets contact made and then just spins it out. Turn 1, everybody's able to split him. That was a close call for a couple of those drivers, but that's going to bring the caution out here for the first time at Richmond. Back up front, Justin Fuller continues to lead behind the pace car. Mike Kelly, EJ O'Rourke, Byron Daly, and Tommy Ryan, your top 5. While we've got you, it's really important to talk about what we've got coming up here on Turn 1, because you're not going to want to miss out. July 6th, right here on Turn 1, that is 2 weeks from tonight. The Independence 500 comes to Turn 1. Sim 500's putting on the Independence 500, 200 laps in the 87 Coupes around Daytona for a holiday event like no other. Conclude your July 4th week with a fantastic event put on by Sim 500. It is not too late. Head on over to sim500.com if you'd like to jump in and register. Several qualifying sessions are going to be leading up to that race. And if you're interested in tuning in, you can catch every lap right here beginning at 6:30 Eastern. 2 weeks from tonight, right here on Turn 1. Under caution, Justin Fuller your leader. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1 Broadcasting. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Lap number 21. Couple takers down pit road, but really nobody in the top 10 or so. Fuller, Kelly, O'Rourke, Daly, Bryan, Karlovage, Woods, Rivera, Calatoni, and Hazel. Your top 10. The pace car's going to head down pit road. Can Justin Fuller continue to hold off Mike Kelly? We're about to find out. This is the first restart of the night. Oh, Kelly gets a great jump on the outside. Green flag back rolling. Fuller was able to maintain the lead as they're looking 3 wide back there. Kelly had to move up, and I believe he blocked Byron Daly. Now Kelly's in trouble. He's got EJ O'Rourke underneath him. He's going to get clear of him as they roll in 3 and 4. The 41's right there to the left rear, though, of Kelly as they come across the stripe. But Kelly's going to have to check up to roll through the corner. Now he's going to be in trouble with Daly on the outside. What looked initially like a fairly clean start. Kelly, though, had some real big trouble getting past the start finish line. And that really checked up the rest of the field as we see Ryan now outside of the 41. He's looking to make a move. He's going to be in a good spot here. Meanwhile, EJ O'Rourke is just struggling there on the bottom. He's not been able to widen it out. He's going to get clear here. He needs to tuck in behind Ryan. He's going to be able to right there in front of Jason Karlovage. Justin able to continue out front, though, about a car length off Mike Kelly. These two running equal lap times last time by. We saw Kelly during that first green flag stint do pretty well here. Just hanging on to Fuller, not really losing him too much. We've heard a lot about how fast that 53 Mike Kelly on track is. But another driver we need to pay close attention to is going to be Byron Daly. Daly right now sitting 5 spots up on the night in that 06 machine, currently sitting in the top 3. We've seen Daly really pick up the pace here over the last couple weeks. It finds speed kind of everywhere, all over the racetrack. Not really a front runner up in the points, but Daly right now running in the top 3 in the early going here at Richmond. Everybody in the top 10's mostly single filed out here. Looking back up front, Fuller comes across the stripe last time by a 22.03 to Kelly's 22.05, near identical lap times. But Daly right tight to the bumper of Kelly as they come down the backstretch here on lap 27. Rolling through the corner there goes our leader, and really pretty much everybody riding in their own tire tracks through 3 and 4. We talked about it just a little while ago that Richmond, when Daly gets really high off in the corner, that's going to open the door for Ryan, but he's not going to get there. We talked about at the top of the broadcast how this racetrack is conducive to really a driving style. Not only do you have to have the tire, be able to maintain the tire, but really to do all that, you've got to be able to navigate this place. You've got to be gentle on the pedal. Really, I think a lot of drivers with that has maybe super late model experience, those types of drivers really thrive in a place like this. High horsepower and heavy cars really tend to, if you can get those around here, you can pretty much get everything. And right now we're seeing the 51 out front, holding everybody off so far. Justin's been great this season, like I mentioned earlier. 2 wins, 4 top 10s, 4 top 5s, and leading the points right now by 45. He's got a nice lead over Steven Miles in the points, who right now, Steven had a poor qualifying effort, but he's in 20th right now. You see him back there. He's up 11 spots on the night, so qualified 31st. Miles needs a good run here. We talked to him last week. A couple back-to-back top threes, but not really where he wants to be. Miles needs to work on that qualifying program just a little bit as he works his way forward here in the early going. Daly now starting to feel a little bit of pressure by Tommy Bryan back behind him. You see Daly kind of running up a little bit higher up the racetrack. Ryan actually is going to do the same. I think he's going to make wall contact there. E.J. O'Rourke's going to be right to the bumper. Now all of a sudden, Ryan's no factor to Byron Daly. But here comes the 41 of O'Rourke. He really arced it high through 1 and 2. You see that again. He's running all the way up there against the wall. He's trying to keep the momentum in the car. That may be a factor. We see there's a couple drivers slide up the racetrack a little bit here in the early going. Maybe try to just find a little bit more speed off corner exit. Right now, O'Rourke at 21.75. You see it right there. It's paying off. Now he's underneath the 6 of Tommy Bryan. It's a drag race down the front stretch. The 41's got to get down there, though. And he's not going to be able to. Ryan's kind of in the perfect place as the 41 goes back to the high line. He's going to try to muscle that car back on RPM. Kind of drove down the corner a little bit and back to the bottom. All the way out to that third lane is the 41 again. Looking for some exit speed. Was underneath the 6. Really not a factor at the moment. Meanwhile, back up front, Fuller continues to dominate here, leading every lap. Our pole sitter on lap number 36, Kelly, right behind him, has been rolling in his tire tracks. Daly has been making steam, though, on that high line. You see it right there. He's really getting that quarter off. Kelly's going to leave the door open. This might be trouble for Kelly. Byron Daly doing some hunting on the outside. It's going to be a drag race between him and Mike Kelly. Daly's going to be clear as he rolls off into the corner. Back to the high line he goes. Fuller struggled that last lap and a half, or last lap by. And that actually backed him up to Daly as well. But Daly able to get by free and clear of Mike Kelly. Up to P2 is the 06, and he's on the move to the 51. Daly there. May have had a little bit of trouble getting off the corner there. Didn't quite make up as much time. But he has been about 5/100ths faster, almost a full 10th here than our leader. Did Daly, though, burn it off? Because here comes Kelly. Daly's going to move back to the low line. Maybe he's cooked the tires a little bit. The 51 goes high. Justin Fuller's looking for a new line here on lap number 40. About 36 green flag laps on these tires. These drivers are starting to feel the tire wear. They've fallen off, closing in on, closing in on just about 0.7 of a second from their fastest lap. And here he goes. Mike Kelly now looking underneath Daly. Daly, I think, may have heated up that right front. He's moving back to the high line. But we heard him slide the car pretty hard about 4 laps ago. He goes back to the high line to make it work for him at 1 and 2. He goes back up there with 3 and 4. Kelly's going to follow. Everybody's trying to steal the 06's secret sauce he may have found here as they come across the stripe. Fuller has definitely moved up as well. Not running on that bottom seam anymore. Right above the yellow line, the 51 drives off into 3 and 4. He's going to run the bottom through there. Oh, that car looks a little loose in the rear. And Daly's going to be in trouble again. Kelly looking underneath him, side by side. As they rolled off a 4, Daly is able to hold him off, but I think now the 06 is in a bit of a defensive position. Maybe the consistency started to come out of that car as Daly again running up nearly against the wall. Kelly goes down to the bottom. Byron's got really strong drive off in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 seem to be a struggle point here. And there you see it. Really drives off right here. That is his muscle point. Able to really get off the quarter, but struggles in 3 and 4. Meanwhile, here comes the 41 of EJ O'Rourke. He's underneath Kelly. Almost slid up there and shut the door. That would have been a disaster, though. Those two would have made contact. O'Rourke goes back to the high line. A lot of quarter entry speed differences between these two lines. O'Rourke, they're going to lose a little bit through 1 and 2. But he's going to pick it back up down here in 3 and 4. Tommy Ryan's running the middle of the track. He's looking for that, looking for some clean air there. Not going to make it happen. Meanwhile, Justin Fuller out front, leading all the laps so far here tonight on lap number 46. On our way to 120 for the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder group right here on Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. It's been some exciting races. Only one caution so far. Not a whole lot of damage, and everybody's out here still running. 38 cars on track, racing for position with this Sim 500 group. If you'd like to join the Sunday Night Thunder crew, they've got a couple of races remaining, including Talladega. Oh, they're 3 wide coming out of 2. That's some of the racing you can expect. But yeah, next week, Talladega in the ARCA car. If that suits your fancy there, you want to jump in one of these machines, head on over to sim500.com to get registered and to join up with one of the fastest leagues on iRacing. Steven Miles back here is still marred back about 19th again. The driver looking for a really solid finish here tonight, just can't get through traffic. Speaking of traffic, our leader, Justin Fuller, is starting to catch up to the pack of lap traffic as he rolls out a 4, starting to see the back of the lead lap group here. And this is going to be challenging. This is going to be some of his first times working through traffic, and this racetrack especially can really give you a little bit of problems. We saw that back there with everybody trying to make these passes, multitude of different lines, and you really got to jockey for the spot. And Justin Fuller continues to lead right now here on lap 51 as he's going to have to find and pick his battles with some of these lap cars. That one's going to slide out of his way, but he's going to be kind of stuck down there maybe a little too long. Finally gets clear. Going back here to look at Mike Kelly. He's back underneath Byron Daly. Not where he wants to be, though. He really would like to try to get this pass done. Oh, we've got a wreck on the track. And under caution here on lap 52. Looks like Doy Woods may be involved. Where's he at? There he is. No, he had to tow. Well, let's take a quick look at the replay as we're under caution here on lap 53. Woods. Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened there. That almost looks like a hardware issue. The car looked fine and stable coming out of the corner, but Woods goes for a ride. Fortunately does not collect anybody else. And we're under caution here for the second time tonight, and that's going to bring our leaders down. Justin Fuller, Byron Daly, Mike Kelly, EJ O'Rourke, Tommy Ryan, and everybody else on the lead lap hits pit road for the first big pit stop sequence of the night. Fuller's going to drive all the way down here, be in that first box. I don't think you're going to see anybody really play the two-tire strategy here. We'll pay close attention. Who is that coming up there? Somebody, I think, may have missed the box, because that definitely did not look like... Yeah, the 51's going to get off the pit road first there. I believe there was a couple drivers that came down and either were not supposed to or may have missed their box. Brian Workman's going to come down. Gary Wright's going to come down. And that is going to be, it's going to bring Fuller back up for Byron Daly, EJ O'Rourke, Doug Sigmund, Mike Kelly. Going to be your top 5. We're going to step aside for just a moment. You're watching Turn 1. Get ready to go back. Green flag racing here, lap 57. Aaron, I see you over on Twitch. I mean, I'm not against it. We should maybe sync up. Meanwhile, pace car's back down pit road. Fuller gonna take the high line and get him started, or get him rolling back here again. Lap number 57. Hey Alex, we see you over on Facebook as well. Thanks so much for being here, man. Sorry you had to work and miss this. I'll tell you what, you're missing an exciting one. I imagine next week's gonna be just as good. Fuller able to get out front. O'Rourke running that high line outside of, or on the outside of Byron. Oh, they're wrecking again. And the caution's back out. I don't show where that would have been or why that would have come out. Back under caution here, lap 58. I don't show any incidences logged. But either way, back under caution here. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you're just now tuning in, July 6th, 6:30 Eastern, right here on Turn 1, you're going to find the Independence 500. The summer premiere event for the Sim 500 group. The 87 Coupe at Daytona for 200 laps of super speedway, high baked, high speed, high action. Right here on Turn 1, if you want to get registered and tip to qualify for that event, they're going to take the first 80 registered, and the first, I believe, 40 cars are going to race. So qualifying sessions are going to come up here just 2 weeks from tonight. If you're interested, head on over to sim500.com for more information. Aaron, I'll message you after this. I wouldn't mind that. I didn't think they were doing special events anymore, Aaron. Maybe they are. I don't know. Either way, we're not special events for the Glen. Let me put it that way. While I've got your attention, I also want to talk about tomorrow night, the Cooks Landscape Group Cup Series comes back live right here on Turn 1. That is going to be an exciting one. I'm going to be alongside Kevin England again tomorrow night. I believe we go to Pocono. Let me double check that. Yeah, I believe it's Pocono. Either way, it doesn't matter where it's going to be. It's going to be a great time. The Cooks Landscape Group Cup Series tomorrow night right here. And that's going to be 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on Turn 1. Sean Fitz, Kevin England are going to call that side by side. And you're going to miss, if you're not here, you're going to miss a great show. Pace car lights are off, and we're going to kick this show back off here as they go back green flag racing on lap 62. Justin Fuller, E.J. O'Rourke, Byron Daly, Tommy Prime, Mike Kelly, your top 5. This battle up front has been tight all night, but Fuller's been able to maintain the lead. Pit stops have been wrapped up. They've got new tires. We're past the halfway point. Got what you've got. We're going to see how that all plays out. The pace car is going to duck down pit road. Fuller now is going to go to the bottom and going to take the green flag. Green flag back out. Justin Fuller leads. Off through 1 and 2. Daly now going to look to the inside of O'Rourke. That inside line going to pay dividends, but the 06 can't get clear. They're going to be side by side as they roll through 3 and 4. Ryan's right there. Mike Kelly's there, but Justin Fuller has nobody to worry about at the moment. O'Rourke and Daly side by side, but this is where Daly's going to shut the door. Oh, he's going to get tight. Oh, O'Rourke's going to make contact with the wall. Everybody's going to have to check up down the backstretch. 2 and 3 wide, 4 wide. That all started right there. Daly got tight. O'Rourke moved up, made wall contact. And now Tommy Ryan's going to capitalize. He's going to move into the second spot. But that checked everybody up. Back behind him, E.J. O'Rourke able to maintain now. settled into 5th. Mike Kelly is going to also be a big loser in that incident. He's now back in 6th and kind of stuck on the outside or the inside of everybody. He's going to dive in underneath the 41. Side by side they go. Back up front, though, Tommy Ryan just ran the fastest lap of the night at 21:73. He is on the hunt for Fuller. He ran a 10th faster than Fuller last time by. We're going to check it this time. Ryan is still a 10th faster, trying to close in on our leader, Justin Fuller. Moving back here for this battle. This is Mike Kelly and EJ O'Rourke side by side. They've been this way for about 3 or 4 laps now. You see Kelly be out of shape a couple times. Oh, and that's going to be Josh Urquhart going to make contact into 1 on the outside wall. Kelly's actually going to lose that spot to the 41. Now here comes Jason Karlovac to the inside. Kelly's going to get clear now. Now he just needs to focus. Put the car where he needs to get those spots back. Another driver who's a big gainer is the 14, Joey Jatina. He's up 11 spots right now, running 4th. Also a driver benefiting from that big checkup that happened. Fuller continues to lead, half a second over Tommy Ryan. Those lap times Ryan were putting up started to slow up just a little bit here. Ryan just ran at 21:89. Fuller ran at 21:96. Ryan starting to close in, but at what cost? Tommy Ryan last week made an impressive move. I believe it was at Chicago, I do believe. And put on a great show, passing the leader with 2 to go. Able to bring home the victory. As we see the 41 now underneath the 44. I'm sorry, that's the 14 and the 41 side by side. And the 41 of O'Rourke's going to take that spot back. Go back up front here. These two really running about equal lap times now. Last time by 22:10 to Ryan's 07. And it's starting to get a little congested back here. Mike Kelly starting that rebound through the field, but really not making a ton of progress. Again, we talked about how difficult it can be to pass at this racetrack. Kelly's going to get tight on mid-quarter there. He may have some damage. I don't know if he made wall contact earlier, but he definitely was loose at one point. Now Schwerkart's going to look to the outside of the 1. Kelly's going to ride at the tire tracks. But Joey Jatina there. About a half a lane lower, Jatina's going to run that mid-bottom groove. He's going to try to hold everybody off back there as they're battling. That would be for a top 5 spot. Back up front, these two continue to be the class of the field. Other than these two, it's about a 2-second gap back behind Byron Daly, EJ O'Rourke. Ryan now hanging tough with Justin Fuller. Again, our pole sitter here tonight, trying to bring home the victory. And Daly's going to make contact with the wall. Daly has been pretty quick here, but after this restart, pretty big gaps fall between these two as we see it go back here. It's a side-by-side battle. We got a car deep to the inside. Who was that? Oh, and he's going to move up to the middle of the track. Nearly makes contact. I believe that was Chad Coleman. Coleman was loose coming down the backstretch, comes back up. Everybody had to slide up the racetrack to avoid contact there. This is all back here battling for 12th. That's Jeff Dillon right in front of him, trying to hang on to that. Speaking of hanging on, there must be something way off on the 53. This is the slowest we've seen Mike Kelly run all night. Looks like that 53 just having some trouble firing off on this restart. Ryan and Fuller continue to run pretty consistent lap times. Oh, there it is. The caution's out. For a moment there, I thought it may have involved Glenn Campbell, but no, it didn't. It was Tyler McGehee. He is slow on the track. The 18 down on the apron. See if we can figure out what exactly happened there. Fine and free and clear coming down the backstretch. The 18 drives off down the corner. Oh, the 37 got spun, and then the 18 just couldn't check up in enough time. That's going to bring the caution out here once again at Richmond for the Sunday Night Thunder Sim 500 group on turn 1. Varying track strategies coming to play. Tommy, Ryan, Mike Kelly hit pit road. Those are going to be 4 tires and fuel pit stops. This will shake some stuff up. Under caution, lap 80. And we've got 40 laps to go. It's anybody's race, but Justin Fuller continues to lead them all here at Richmond. Pace car, lights are off, getting ready to get back. Green flag here at Richmond. Fuller, Byron Daly get him rolling again through the restart zone. Fuller out front, but it's going to be a 3-wide battle through 1 and 2. O'Rourke, Daly, Karlovash side by side as they come out of the corner. That is not going to be sustainable. Daly's going to squeak out front. Karlovash now underneath E.J. O'Rourke. Oh, we've got a car sideways through the grass. Who was that? Justin Mustaine, I do believe. Looking for him. Yep, it was. I believe it was Justin. Either way, let's take a quick look. I believe James Durr may have been involved in this as well. Driver of the 77 looks like he may have went for a ride. He did. Oh, and then he collected the 35. That's not ideal. That's going to bring the caution out once again. Justin Fuller continues to lead. I don't suspect if we see these guys come down pit road, we won't. Unless it is open this time. It is already open. So our leader's not stopping. The drivers that came down last caution, John Schwerkart, Tommy Ryan, they're sitting 22nd and 23rd. taking their last tire service of the night. We're going to step aside one more time. You're watching Turn 1. Fuller, Daly, the 41 of O'Rourke. All up front here. They're back, green flag racing at Richmond. Fuller not as strong of a restart there, but he's going to get to the corner first, right down to the bottom. The 51 goes. Daly's going to be on the high line. He's actually going to have some momentum off of 2. O'Rourke's going to look to the inside of Karlovash. That's behind him. That's Ricky Barbary back behind him. Ricky's up 13 spots on the night, working his way forward. Fuller, though, able to continue to run here. And a blistering pace, Justin Fuller leads. He started on the pole, has led every lap. And really nobody's been able to share the same speed Fuller had, or has had. We've seen Mike Kelly able to hang on there in the first run. Now he's barred back through the field. And Daly's been, he's certainly there, but I don't think he's got enough to get really up there. So we see a couple of these cars. That's the one there. Mixing it up. That's another one in the field. I believe that's actually considered in scoring a 39. That's Connor Hazel. Chad Coleman's right there. Oh, by the way, Stephen Miles has worked his way up here, but he's got a lot of traffic in front of him. Oh, and the caution's out again. Big wreck back here. Several cars involved. Glenn Campbell, Nelson Rivera, Tyler McGehee involved again. Let's take a quick look at what may have happened down here in turn one. Oh, they were 2 and 3 wide. Well, boys, you should know that's not going to work. As they go off into the corner. Oh, it actually happens in front of them, and then several cars make contact, nowhere to go. That's going to bring the caution out once again, and this is going to shake some things up. I would not be surprised if we don't see our leaders come. No, they're going to stay out. Oh, that's going to be huge, actually. Several drivers come down. Jatina, Hazel, Coleman, Stephen Miles, Logan Coger, Jeff Hollingsworth all hitting pit road. But this is going to be a mix of strategies. A couple drivers already came down. Schwerkart, Levi Ramsey rather has not. Tommy Ryan though has. So is Mike Kelly. They're on their way back to the top 10, but they're going to have new tires behind them. It's going to be one for the finish here. They're going to go back green flag racing with about 32 to go. You're watching turn 1. Getting ready to get back green flag racing here. With 24 to go, pace car is going to duck down pit road. I was wrong about that. There's definitely not 34. Green flag back out. Fuller gets a great start. Fuller out front, free and clear. Byron Daly, Aurora Karlovich on the inside of Schwerkart as they roll through 3 and 4. Karlovich in trouble. Here comes Mike Kelly. That's also Ricky Barbary right there behind him as well. It is a battle back here for 6, but meanwhile Fuller continues to run up front free and clear. We're not really going to talk about that too much as the 1 and the 41 make contact in 3 and 4. Able to stay off one another. And the 41's going to take that spot away. Thomas, I see your message in chat, bud. You just need to find the other link. They're both posted. You should have them both in your subscription feed. The horizontal stream didn't go anywhere, sir. 3 wide as they roll through the corner there. That was Ryan Miles. I believe that's Karlovich back there. This is all battling here for 6th. Meanwhile, up front, the 1 and the 41 back side by side. Action all over the racetrack here with just 19 to go. Schwerkart able to hang on that bottom line. Speaking of hanging on, this is Daly. He's right to the bumper of the 51. These two are on equal tires. Byron Daly now, the closest Fuller's had anybody to the bumper here in a while. Riding at each other's tire tracks. Daly was actually faster last lap by. A battle for 3rd side by side, but Daly looking for a way to get around our leader. back up front here. These two continue to battle it out. Daly likes what he sees. He saw the big battle between the 41 and the 1. He knew he didn't have to worry about anybody behind him. As they battle single file here through 1 and 2. Daly right to the bumper again to Fuller. Fuller may be in some trouble here before it's all said and done. 16 to go. Thomas, I put a link in the chat for you, sir. You can also go to your subscription feed, take a look there, go to our page. There's two different streams at the same time. Oh, you found it. Thank you, Thomas. That's awesome. Good to see. As these two continue to run single file here. Daly hanging on. He's pretty quick through 1 and 2 there. But I do believe Fuller's got 3 and 4 sorted out as we look a little further back. The hard charger driver, the 24, Stephen Miles. Hey, it's late in the race. Do you not expect to see the 24 up here? I certainly do. He is looking for a big win here tonight. I believe he's had 2 top 2s, 2 top 3s, 3 top 3s, something like that in the last 3 races. As they make wall contact, battling back here. That's Kelly and Schwerkart side by side. Here goes the 81 of Logan Coger. That's the 80 rather of Logan Coger. I knew we'd see him before it was all said and done as well. Continuing to hunt for that position is the 06 and the 51. Stephen Miles, though, slowly creeping forward. About a 2/10 faster than these drivers in front of him. Can the 24 get up here in enough time? Miles does have newest tires and all the top 10 of the cautions out. Connor Hazel, I believe, brought this out, and he had to tow it, looks like. And that is going to make this interesting. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out. Oh, Hazel may have had some help there, went for a ride through the grass, trying to hang on to it. He was able to. I don't know what happened there. Either way, Connor Hazel able to come back out on track. Justin Fuller. I tell you what, we've got a story here in the top 10. Justin Fuller continues to lead here. He's led every lap so far tonight. Started on the pole. Byron Daly, P2. But the real big story right now is Stephen Miles. He is going to start right behind on the inside of row 2. And that driver came down pit road on lap 94. Took those 4 tires. Those are going to be big and critical, or really, really critical pieces of equipment on that 24 car. Miles is going to be a force to reckon with here when they go back green flag racing with about 6 to go. We're going to step aside one more time. You're watching Turn 1. Behind the pace car here for one more lap. Justin Fuller, Byron Daly going to be your front row. And it looks like Fuller's going to take the high line here, I do believe. He certainly is. Justin Fuller is going to start on the outside. Byron Daly's going to start inside row 1. Stephen Miles going to be on the inside row 2. He's going to need a fantastic restart here. He's going to be up there battling with him with 6 to go for the lead on those new tires. Just John Sherkart. I'm sorry, EJ O'Rourke and Mike Kelly, your top 5. You're going to want to make sure you stay tuned in here on Turn 1. If you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, follow, do what you need to do. If you give us some hearts, give us that like over on Facebook, or YouTube, whatever you need to do. We'd appreciate the support as we get ready to see the 51, the 06, and the 24 go to battle here. The pace cars down pit road, side by side, into the restart zone. The green flag's out, 6 laps to go. Fuller gets out front. O'Rourke looking to the high line. Oh, and the caution's out again. We got a car in the wall. That's David Pearson. And that looks like that's going to bring the caution out. Gary Wright, Gerald Livingston also involved in this, I do believe. Looks like Tyler McGee may have had another incident on track. Let's take a look. He's up high. This is all, everybody's kind of checked up through the field. Oh, he just got caught up in another mess. Hang on to it. No, he came down. Oh, and then sent across the track. And I think they are going to be done for the night. That almost looked like a DQ on incident limit there. Either way, I don't know. Justin Fuller out front. This is going to bring us to NASCAR overtime in the Sunday Night Thunder Sim 5, or the Sunday Night Thunder in the Sim 500 group right here on Turn 1. We will talk about those rules. Talk about what we expect to see here on this finish. We're going to step aside one more time. They'll come back to us. Well, 3 to go. You're watching Turn 1. Pace car lights are off, and we're going to NASCAR overtime. They're going to see the green flag next time by. If they can make it around before the make it back to the start-finish line, of course, seeing a yellow comes out, well, guess what? They're going to be racing all the way to the finish here, and it's going to be a tight one. Fuller back down to the bottom. Byron Daly on the high side. EJ O'Rourke, Stephen Miles, Josh Workhart, your top 5. Remember, Stephen Miles has those lap 94 tires, the best in the top, basically the top 8 in tires there. So back to the restart, so Miles into the bumper, green flag back out. Overtime as they roll into 1. Miles to the deep high side. 3 wide as they roll out of 2. Fuller's going to hang on to it. There's still 3 wide back behind him. Miles again to the high line. The white flag is out. One more time around. Byron Daly's going to close right into the bumper. He's not going to have anything for him, though. Fuller just needs to get through 3 and 4. He sees the caution flag. Justin Fuller goes flag to flag and wins it at Richmond. Byron Daly's going to squeak out a second place. I show Stephen Miles going to finish third. EJ O'Rourke, Josh Workhart, Mike Kelly, Tommy Ryan, Logan Coder, Jason Karlovich, and then Anthony Calatoni, your top 10. We're going to step aside just a moment. We'll bring you some post-race coverage. Justin Fuller, your victor here tonight at Richmond. You're watching Turn 1. As we see the 51 continue to burn it down, we'll quickly talk to Stephen Miles. Stephen, I can't believe we're saying this, but another top 3 here tonight. Those fresher tires probably just needed about 10, 15 more laps to really pay off, huh?
Yeah, the restart was bad enough. Fuller pulled out one of his tricks, and I think there's Byron that jumped it, and he had to let him back by. He got a black flag, and that right there kind of, sealed the deal for him. But yeah, good little 5-10 lap run could have helped.
Stephen, we've obviously talked to you the last couple weeks, and these kind of top 3s back to back. It's great for points, but what do you need to kind of shake off a win here as we have 3 races remaining?
I think Talladega will probably be it, most likely, if I can find some friends out here. But consistency is really good, man. That's my strong suit, and I think there's 3 of them in a row, and the last 2 I feel like it's supposed to be wins, and tonight I felt like it. But I mean, those guys up front, they was fast all night. They earned it. I'm pretty sure I came from 31st, so I didn't even qualify. I just wanted to get a good finish. This is not my strong suit here. First time on the track with this car, and I just knew I had to give myself the best advantage, and that was with the tires. And once I see the leaders that come in, I was just like, okay. And I think I was the only one that was able to cut through the field like that with the fresh tires. So it was a good night, all in all.
It certainly was. And Stephen, again, congratulations on having a really strong run here down the string, and I hope we get to talk to you again here in Victory Lane real soon.
Thank you.
Stephen Miles is going to finish third here tonight at Richmond as Fuller pulls into Victory Lane. Driver of the 51 celebrated hard there on the front stretch. Now he's going to bring home the checkered flag here. What a great run out of Justin Fuller. With flag to flag, set on the pole. Only stopped, or the last stop on lap 53. I think that was his only stop for tires. And now the 51, your victor here tonight at Richmond. We're going to talk to him and hopefully get a chance to talk to Byron Daly as well before it's all said and done. As Fuller's excited about that one. All over the racetrack looking for a place to get those photos. I think he's going to nose it into a wall there. Oh, he's trying to take it to victory lane. Justin Fuller here at Richmond. Again, want to take this opportunity to mention the Independence 500, the Sim 500 summer premiere event happening July 6th right here on Turn 1. And you're not going to want to miss it. 200 laps of Daytona with the 87 Coupes, and every lap brought to you by Turn 1. Sunday night, July 6th, starting at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, right here on Turn 1 Broadcasting. We'll talk to our race winner, Justin Fuller. Justin, flag to flag, that's got to feel pretty good. That's almost got to seal you up there from a championship perspective as well. Talk to me about the night, and were you worried about the 24?
Yeah, I mean, any of those guys coming through on tires, I was kind of worried about, but the tires weren't a huge advantage. I mean, they came to the field fairly easily, but I think there might have been a big wreck that helped them too. But they got by a couple of the guys that were running behind me there rather quickly. But as soon as they got into clean track, like when Steven got, when Byron was right behind me, and Steven got into free track, he wasn't really gaining on me that fast. So I really just didn't want to caution, and then we got a slew of cautions right there at the end, so I just kind of survived restarts. But at that point, I wasn't really worried about him on the restarts, because once these tires cool off, you're kind of in a good position no matter what tires you're on at that point.
Justin, we saw tonight that really the green flags were just long enough to get into a rhythm, but a bottom line and high line, just depending on driver preference, we saw Daly actually really be the first one to make speed on that outside line. Where was the place to be here tonight, and did the car handle drastically different no matter where you were on track?
It definitely handled different depending on which line you ran. You could get huge runs down the straightaways. I knew the top had speed. I was just kind of waiting for somebody else to do it, just trying to manage the tires around the bottom. So once Byron started doing it that first run, that's when I moved up and, you know, try to dump dirty air on him, and that way he couldn't form a run to get to him outside, because I knew clean track was pretty key tonight. That definitely helped leading flag to flag, but I knew the top had speed because I ran the top in 1 and 2 for my qualifying lap. So, but yeah, it was a good race nonetheless, and we had a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Justin, finally, next week's Talladega, and as you know, it's just as much about luck than anything there. Anything that, you know, obviously having a really good points night here tonight. Are you worried about going to the Talladega? What is the strategy there as we go to a super speedway?
I mean, I'm sure we're going to have 40 cars, so I don't want to, you know, be like, ooh, I got a 52-point lead right now. So I don't be like, wow, you know, I got this big buffer. I'm going to go in here and, you know, just race. We're going to try and play it smart. We'll probably qualify, see what we can run for qualifying, and obviously worried about it. You know, anytime you go to Talladega, Daytona, you might as well go in there knowing you're probably going to get involved in something. That way you keep your expectations low. So, but we're going to see what we can do, and hopefully just run up front all day long. And if it gets a little bit too wild up there, we'll just drop to the back and ride around and see where the cards fall at the end of the race, just to try to maintain this point lead. You know, we're getting closing into the season when there's no point, just a couple races to go to lose it.
Well, with that, Justin, adding another checkered flag to your collection. Congratulations, and we'll talk to you again maybe next week right here on Turn 1.
Sounds good. Thank you, Sean.
Justin Fuller, your victor here tonight at Richmond, bringing home a flag-to-flag victory, an impressive domination by the 51 car. That's going to add, I believe that's his 3rd victory of the season. Let's quickly talk to Byron Daly, who it was also really fast throughout the night. Byron, congratulations, the top 3. Has got to feel decent after what felt like a soft start for you. Talk to me first about moving up to that high line. Did you fly some speed up there in that early run? And was that something that could have been viable had you a little bit more of a long run there towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, the Highline paid off more than I thought it would. It's just, unfortunately, everybody else figured it out. So, you know, after I got the second, we kind of just maxed out, because whatever I would do, Justin would do the same. And it's just really hard to pass the leader, to tell you the honest truth. Like, he was on it all night, and he was on it on restarts, and I don't really know what's the strategy for passing the leader once you get up there. So, hey, we kind of just maxed out for what we had.
Byron, you know, we heard that Justin mentioned he kind of moved up and maybe was dumping a little bit of dirty air there. How much, obviously, the passing was difficult. How much did traffic around you play a factor in tonight's race, and was there any really any way to combat it outside of clean air?
It was huge. Like, you know, honestly, some lap cars that wanted to stay on the lead lap harder would probably be the only reason I could get to him again. Like, when he started throwing air on the high side, I didn't have anything left. Like, I couldn't even go back to the bottom and try to catch up to him again. It was over. So traffic, air, huge. Like, this car is very aero sensitive, and I mean, it all seems pretty real. Like I could, like, at the end of the race there, I found a way to stay close to him, and honestly, I was contemplating a little, you know, bump, but like, I wasn't gonna like just take him out, right? Obviously. But other than that, like, every time I get close to him, if you want to even line up a bump and not just get him in the left rear, you just get so tight once you're in line with him that you ruin your run. So there really wasn't anything I could think of doing that would help me clear the leader. Like I really wish there was a little bit more like arrow loose, like something to kind of disrupt him from me running that close. Because he can defend against that. There's something he was doing a little bit that let me get close to him. That I'm not going to disclose, but he'll probably figure it out now that I said that. But but if we actually had some like arrow free in the sim, like it would help me. But since we don't have that, there's just nothing you can do.
Well, Byron, listen, congratulations on the top 3 here tonight at Richmond. Not an easy track to navigate around. You played it perfectly, got yourself a solid P2. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here before the season's out. Thanks for the time.
Yep, thank you.
Byron Daly finishing here tonight at Richmond in P2. Tried to battle up front all night. That driver was able to bring home second place here. Under the lights at Richmond for the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder group right here on Turn 1. Next week, we go to Talladega. It's going to be a heck of a show with that group at a super speedway in these cars. These ARCA cars have been a lot of fun to watch over the last couple weeks, and we're going to continue to run it all the way down to the end. Race number 8 of a 10-race season happening just next week here at Talladega for the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder group. Speaking of Sim 500, tomorrow night, the Cooks Landscape Group Cup Series comes live to you right here on Turn 1, starting at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Don't miss it. Make sure you get connected. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Do what you need to do to engage with us. We want to see you back here tomorrow night. In less than 24 hours, we look forward to that call. On behalf of the league admins, I'm Sean Fitz. We'll talk to you again here in just a little while for that Cup Series race right here on Turn 1. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.